You finally get a free evening with no urgent messages, no deadlines, and no responsibilities demanding your attention, yet instead of feeling relieved you begin to feel uncomfortable because a quiet voice in your mind tells you that you are wasting time, falling behind or becoming lazy. Your body wants to rest, but your brain treats that rest as evidence that you are failing. This feeling does not mean that you lack discipline or secretly want to overwork yourself. It usually means that your brain has learned to connect productivity with safety, approval, and personal value, so in the next few minutes you will understand why slowing down creates so much guilt, why doing nothing can feel more exhausting than working, and how to rest without believing that you must earn it first. From an early age many people learn that effort leads to praise. You finish your homework, clean your room, help someone or achieve a good result and people call you responsible, hardworking, mature or talented, so your brain begins to notice that being productive brings approval while stopping brings little recognition and sometimes even criticism. Eventually productivity stops being something you do and becomes part of who you believe you are. Instead of thinking, I completed something valuable today, you begin thinking, I am valuable because I completed something today, and this changes your entire relationship with rest because when your value depends on your output every quiet moment begins to threaten your identity. This is why a day off can feel strangely uncomfortable. Your schedule says that you are free, but your nervous system does not experience that freedom as relaxation because there is no task proving that you are responsible, no result showing that you are moving forward, and no achievement protecting you from the fear that you are not doing enough. The guilt becomes even stronger when you compare yourself with other people. You open social media and see someone building a business, improving their body, learning a skill or announcing another achievement, but you do not see their exhaustion, mistakes, support systems or private struggles. You only see evidence that they are moving while you are standing still, so their progress begins to feel like an accusation. You may try to relax while secretly monitoring everything you are not doing. You watch a film while thinking about unanswered messages, lie in bed while organizing tomorrow's tasks, or spend time with friends while feeling guilty because you could be working. Your body has stopped moving, but your mind is still running, which means you are technically resting without receiving the benefits of real recovery. This creates a painful cycle because you work until you are exhausted, attempt to rest, feel guilty for stopping and never fully recover. You then return to work with less energy, weaker concentration and lower motivation, your performance gets worse and you decide that the solution is to push yourself even harder. What appears to be a discipline problem is often a recovery problem that more discipline cannot solve. Another reason rest feels uncomfortable is that constant busyness can protect you from emotions you do not want to face. When every hour is filled with tasks there is little space to notice loneliness, uncertainty, disappointment or fear, and constant activity gives your mind something immediate to control. When the activity stops those emotions become louder. This does not mean that everyone who works hard is avoiding their feelings, but it explains why silence can feel threatening. You sit down expecting peace, yet instead you notice thoughts that were hidden beneath notifications, responsibilities, and constant movement, so your mind concludes that rest created the discomfort even though it only revealed what was already there. Many people also believe that rest must be deserved. They create an invisible finish line and promise themselves that they will relax after completing everything, but everything is never completed because there is always another message, another improvement, another goal, or another responsibility waiting for attention. When rest is only allowed after nothing remains unfinished, rest is almost never allowed. You would never say that you must earn the right to drink water by becoming dehydrated first, yet many people treat recovery in exactly this way. They wait until their concentration collapses, their patience disappears or their body becomes completely exhausted before taking a break, which means rest is no longer part of a healthy rhythm and instead becomes emergency repair. Real rest is not a reward for reaching your limit. It is one of the things that prevents you from reaching that limit because sleep, quiet time, hobbies and moments without pressure allow you to think clearly, regulate your emotions, make better decisions and continue working without slowly destroying your motivation. Understanding this logically will not immediately remove the guilt because your mind may know that rest is necessary while your body still reacts as though you are doing something wrong. Changing this reaction takes practice because you are not simply changing your schedule, you are changing a belief that may have been reinforced for years. Start by giving rest a clear beginning and ending. Instead of vaguely trying to relax while remaining mentally available for work, decide that you are taking 30 minutes, one evening or a specific part of the day to recover. A clear boundary helps your brain understand that you are not abandoning your responsibilities because you are temporarily stepping away and will return at a known time. It also helps to create a transition between work and rest. Close unnecessary tabs, write down the next task, silence work notifications, change your clothes, take a shower or leave the room where you usually work, because these small actions tell your nervous system that one part of the day has ended and another has begun. Without that transition, your body may leave the desk while your mind remains there. Pay attention to the language you use as well. Saying, "I did nothing today," ignores the fact that recovery is still a process, because your brain is organizing information, your body is reducing stress, and your energy is being restored. Rest may not create an immediate visible result, but that does not make it meaningless, because many important processes are valuable precisely because they happen quietly. You should also define what enough looks like before the day begins. When your goal is simply to do as much as possible, there is no natural stopping point, because you can always do more, so choose a small number of meaningful priorities, complete what is realistic, and allow the day to end. Productivity becomes healthier when it has limits. Stopping may still feel wrong at first, and you may become restless, guilty, or tempted to create unnecessary tasks, but you do not have to treat that discomfort as a command. It is a learned reaction rather than proof that you should keep working, so you can notice the guilt without obeying it, just as you can notice anxiety without assuming that danger is present. It is also important to distinguish rest from avoidance. Rest has a purpose and usually makes you more capable of returning to life, while avoidance keeps you trapped and often creates more anxiety. Watching something you enjoy after a demanding day can be restorative, but watching videos for hours because you are terrified of starting an important task may be avoidance. The activity can look identical from the outside, but the intention and the result are different. Healthy rest does not mean giving up on ambition. It means refusing to build your ambition on constant self-punishment, because you can care about your goals without treating every pause as weakness, and you can work hard without believing that exhaustion is proof of dedication. The deeper challenge is learning that you still matter when you are not producing anything. You are not a machine that becomes useless when it stops operating, and your value does not disappear during a quiet evening, an unproductive weekend, or a period when you need more recovery than usual. Rest feels like failure when you have learned to measure your entire life through visible progress, but slowing down is not the opposite of moving forward, because sometimes it is the only reason you will have enough energy to continue. The goal is not to feel perfectly relaxed every time you take a break. The goal is to stop treating guilt as proof that rest is wrong, which means you may feel uncomfortable and rest anyway, hear the voice telling you to do more, and still decide that you have already done enough. Rest is not something you earn after proving your worth. It is something you need because you are human, and learning to accept that may be one of the most productive changes you ever make.